Hey friends, it is Natalie. I am so sorry that I have been gone for so long. I am still a booktuber. I have not given that up, but I had to definitely take a break. I think the last video I put out was my January TBR with the Skittle game, and then on January 22nd, one of my closest and dearest friends passed away, and the world just kind of stopped. And before I tell you any more about her and our friendship and the illness that she suffered from, I wanted to let you guys know, please do not feel sorry for me or feel pity for me. I feel so much worse for her husband, for her two sons, for her parents. What I'm going through is nothing close to what they are going through. So if you are thinking, I need to send thoughts and prayers, please send them to her family, and I'll actually give you an opportunity how you can do that a little bit later. But please don't send it to me. I am not nearly, I'm upset, trust me, and it's very upsetting. But what they're going through, to lose your wife at such a young age, to lose your mother, to lose your child. I don't feel like it needs to come to me. I feel like that love and support needs to go to them. My friend Shannon was actually one of my biggest supporters with this channel. When I was thinking about doing it, she was just, very much wanting me to do it, thinking it was a great idea. In fact, she liked it so much that she was seriously considering starting her own channel to talk about the illness that she was born with and that she's had to deal with her entire life, the illness called cystic fibrosis. And I don't know how many of you are really aware of what that is. If you read the book 5 Feet Apart or saw the movie 5 Feet Apart, the main characters in the show and the book were dealing with cystic fibrosis. So the best way that I can describe what cystic fibrosis is, without, you can go to Wikipedia and look it up if you're really interested, but the best way that I try to explain it to people is that people with cystic fibrosis don't have a protein, and this protein is responsible for thinning the mucus that your body makes, so that it will work, the most efficient. But if your body is dealing with thick mucus, then you are dealing with lots of lung infections and blockages in your lungs, and all kinds of, basically affects almost all of your organs. And a lot of people, including my friend Shannon, had to get a lung transplant, a full lung transplant. She got her lung transplant in 2002, which is why she was able to live to January 2021. And she was always very grateful. I believe it was a 16-year-old girl who was in a car accident who died, and the family donated the lungs, and Shannon received them. And so that family really gave, her family and her such an amazing gift. So while I'm on a roll, if you're not an organ donor, please be an organ donor, because really, we never know what could happen. And there are so many people who are waiting for organs. It's a matter of life or death whether they get an organ. So please be an organ donor. Now, what is so amazing about my friend Shannon is both her, and then she had a sister who passed away in 2012. Both her and her sister, and those were the only children her parents had, both of them had cystic fibrosis. The way it works, I believe, 1 in 30 or 1 in 50 people. I think it's mostly in white people. I think it's pretty rare, in Hispanic community and the Black community. You think you can still get it, but it's a lot more prevalent with white people, Northern European, I believe. But basically, I guess 1 in 30 to 1 in 50 of us carry a recessive gene for this illness. And if two people get together and they both happen to have that recessive gene, then each child that they have has a 25% chance of having cystic fibrosis. So the fact that her parents had 2 children and both of them had cystic fibrosis is it's very unfortunate, but it does happen. They're not the only pair of sisters or siblings out there who have had to deal with cystic fibrosis. It does sometimes hit family really hard. But what was absolutely amazing is both her and her sister, the way they lived their lives. They truly lived life to the fullest. They took nothing for granted. They never took a joke for granted. They were always laughing, and it was actually very inspiring. And Shannon specifically, because that's a sister I knew better. I knew both of them, but I was very close with Shannon, especially in the last 5 years before she passed. What I thought was so amazing about her is when she was born, her parents were told she wouldn't live past her teen years, you know, that she was not going to live long enough to get married, that children were not even a possibility. And she basically, every time the doctor says she couldn't do something, she showed them that she could. And she did end up getting married. She was able to have 2 children, and she was able, you know, after she had the 2 children, a few people were like, oh, that's so sad, you know, her children aren't going to be able, they're going to grow up without their mother. Well, no, she also, you know, kind of was like, you know what, I'm going to stay around long enough to see my kids at least graduate high school. And so for her to be able to see both of her sons being young men, and like I said, they both graduated from high school over 18, that was amazing as well, that she was able to do that. And while she was an amazing person, most importantly to me, she was my friend. And we have talked a lot on this channel about the fact that I'm an introvert, so I really don't have a whole lot of friends. It's very hard for me to let people in. And this is a person that I let in completely. I apologize. I never thought I'd be crying on my channel, but so obviously after that happened, I did not feel like getting in front of a camera and saying, hey friends, let me tell you all about these books I've been reading. And each month I kept thinking, okay, this will be the month that I come back to my channel, or this will be the month. I know there's a few booktubers out there who are aware of what was going on, and I don't know how many times I would be like, oh yeah, I'm going to film something next week, and then the next week I just could not bring myself to do it. But it has been over 6 months, and the more I thought about it, one, I am still reading just as much as I used to read, but she loved the fact that I had this channel, and if she knew, and maybe she does, that I quit because of her, that would be so upsetting. She would be so upsetting, going, you quit because I died? You know, why would you do that? So I have to, you know, I have to push through this and, you know, just get back on the horse, I guess, as they say. If you are interested in donating any money to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, I'm going to leave a link in the description that you can go there. You can put in memory of, you can put Shannon Parker, and you spell it the way it sounds. But I'm also going to put in the description a few video links. They're very short. They were all videos that were captured by Shannon's husband, who is my husband's best friend. And the first one is her just wearing her pajamas out to a store, and every time it's like a 15-second video, but every time I watch it, it just makes me laugh. The second one I'm going to put is they took a video of her doing one of those electric toothbrushes, and she's one of those people that it tickled, and she laughed, so her husband was filming that, and it actually not went viral, but he has a family channel that that's where he puts his family videos. He's not out promoting these family videos. But that one ended up getting I think 3,000 or 4,000 views. It was crazy. So those two, I think, really capture the joy of and just what a happy person she was. And then the third video I'm going to put is actually of her sister. Like I said, her younger sister passed in 2012. And she was also a super amazing person. And it's a video of her. She thought it was funny when her dad got a sports car. And she thought about it kind of in the 80s. There was always these music videos of these rock bands where girls were like climbing and crawling all over these sports cars. So she got her brother-in-law, Kevin, to film her just lip syncing along to Whitesnake on top of her dad's car. And it's just really cute and funny, but it also just captures just how much joy she was as well. So if you could watch these videos, they literally will take less than 2 minutes to watch, just so you can get a real idea of who these people were and who my friend Shannon was, and why I just had to take a break after that happened. So the videos, if you would like to say something to her husband, these are his videos. You can, you know, put, I'm sorry for your loss, or, you know, like I said, send everything towards them, because I know what I'm going through, once again, it's nothing compared to losing your spouse, or losing your mother, or losing both of your children. So you're more than welcome to leave a comment on those videos. I am coming back. I think I'm going to start with an August Skittles TBR, which I'll probably film like next Monday or Tuesday. It'll be a little bit past August 1st, but I kind of got to get back in the saddle, like I said. So thank you so much for watching. I apologize for making this so emotional. I wasn't expecting to tear up during this video. And I'm sorry if I've kind of been all over the place, but I wanted to give you guys an explanation of what was going on. I had people DMing me, asking me if I was back in the hospital, did my health take another nosedive? And I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that, no, I'm okay. No, I didn't quit my channel. I was just taking a break. And I just wanted to share with you how special this friendship was and why I needed to take a moment. So thank you so much for watching, and please check out those video links.